It is absolutely beautiful outside this evening across mid-Michigan. Satellite and radar showing mostly sunny conditions across the entire lower peninsula. Temperature-wise, not too bad either. Currently sitting in the mid to upper 70s, 76 degrees in places like St. John's and Owasso. Still holding on to 79 over in the city of Hastings. We stay dry and mostly clear overnight tonight, allowing our temperatures to cool down into the low 50s. There's an even bigger cool down in the 6-day forecast. 6 News at 5 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5.
Activists for the working class are working hard this Labor Day to stop what they call is the billionaire takeover. It's our top story at 5. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jorma Duran. Rallies were held across the country today, including in Jackson, to unite for labor rights and to bring attention to what they say is the ultra-wealthy getting richer on the backs of the working class. 6 News reporter Zach Prees was at today's event. He's here for you now live in the studio with what demonstrators had to say. Good afternoon, Zach.
Good afternoon, Jorma. Well, community activists made sure that their voices were heard this afternoon. They claim that billionaires are converting the government into their private slush fund, passing the largest wealth giveaway in the history of the United States. Those I spoke to today say they want to see workers unite. They believe the power is with the people. And in order to receive better wages, working conditions, and more, workers across mid-Michigan need to come together. They tell me they want Michiganders to have a better shot at retirement while worrying less about finances. One man says workers' rights are not a political issue. He says everyone should have a shot at the American dream.
I'm here because I think that the importance is for bringing the unity back in community to make sure that we have people protected and they have accessible, safe jobs that can give them the opportunity to afford to live, to save for retirement, the American dream of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Now, coming up on 6 News at 6, we'll include why some people say that they're concerned with the presence of ICE in mid-Michigan and how it's making some fearful in the workplace. Jorma.
Thank you very much. As a reminder, the Capital Area Transportation Authority is closed for the Labor Day holiday. CATA routes and services will resume their regular weekday schedules tomorrow. AAA is still offering its tow-to-go service if you are too impaired to drive and have no other option left. It's a free service to anyone, not just members. A tow truck will take you and your car home or to a safe area within 10 miles from where you are. You can call the number on your screen right now. Or excuse me, if you need them, we also have it online for you at WLNS.com. The service runs through 6 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Today, President Trump took it to social media suggesting the Guard is needed in Chicago to help eliminate crime. And on the heels of last week's CDC shakeup, 9 of the agency's former directors and acting directors are saying they're very concerned about the actions of the Health and Human Services Secretary. Torian Small is here for you now with the latest from Washington.
No federal troops in the city of Chicago.
At a Labor Day event, Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson blasted the Trump administration's possible plans to send in the National Guard to the Windy City to help reduce violent crime.
We're going to defend our democracy in the city of Chicago.
Before leaving the White House to play golf, President Trump posted on social media Monday praising the mayor of Washington, D.C., where he deployed National Guard troops and urged officials in Chicago and other cities to do the same. The Trump administration is also receiving new pushback in the wake of last week's shakeup at the CDC. Following the firing of CDC Director Susan Menarez and departure of several other top officials, 9 former directors and acting directors of the agency wrote an op-ed published in the New York Times Monday. The group of both Republicans and Democratic appointees raised concerns about Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s oversight of the department and the CDC, writing, quote, "We are worried about the wide-ranging impact that all these decisions will have on America's health security," adding, quote, "This is unacceptable and it should alarm every American regardless of political leanings."
They want to see Congress exercise its oversight authority over HHS, and that would include calling a hearing to interrogate Secretary Kennedy as to what is happening and why.
The CDC upheaval comes ahead of a meeting scheduled for later this month of the Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, which makes recommendations to the CDC about vaccines. Torian Small, CBS News, the White House.
A powerful and deadly 6.0 magnitude earthquake rattles eastern Afghanistan late last night, causing widespread damage and destroying entire villages. Afghans continue to search desperately through the rubble in hopes of finding missing loved ones. The Taliban government says about 800 people were killed and more than 2,500 injured in the earthquake close to Afghanistan's border with Pakistan.
There's a lot of the areas that unfortunately roads have been blocked. Humanitarian actors cannot really travel to the sort of remote areas, and the access is really not there because the earthquake obviously brought in, landslides immediately after.
In a statement, the Red Cross and Red Crescent said rescue support, emergency health care, food, and clean water are among the area's many immediate needs. Michigan State football took down the Western Michigan Broncos on Friday 23-6 in their first home game of the season. In another first, MSU has now privatized its concessions at Spartan Stadium and other athletic venues, and some Spartan fans are unhappy about those changes. Karina Prieto is here for you now live in the studio with a look at all the changes and the concerns from fans. Karina?
Jorma, game day favorites like hot dogs, pretzels, and even Melting Moments ice cream sandwiches can still be found at Spartan Stadium. But there's also been some new additions that came with long wait times. Today, I spoke with fans who say their game day experience was nothing short of chaos. The updates include a new cashless payment system as well as new concessions options. As for getting to those stands, fans say they saw very large crowds, with lines for multiple concessions running into each other, including the ones for the new grab-and-go stations. Some fans say they spent well over half an hour just to grab a hot dog, and some longtime Spartan fans are rethinking their season tickets.
We've been season ticket holders for 49 years, and our game day experience really was an unfortunate set of circumstances.
And after a long wait, found out there were no hot dogs, no ice for the pop, no popcorn.
Well, it's very unfortunate because we do consider it a family thing. Our children have gone. We are taking our grandchildren to the games now.
A statement Saturday says MSU Athletics will continue to work with its concessions partner, Levy, to improve the experience going forward. I also spoke to a fan who says they had allergy complications due to concessions being disorganized or not labeled properly. You'll hear from her on 6 News at 6. Jorma, back to you.
Rena, thank you very much. Here's a great way to celebrate Labor Day. Win something so big you'll never have to work again. That's the case for tonight's Powerball jackpot. That's now up to $1.1 billion. It's the 5th largest prize in the game's history. Now, if your lucky ticket matches all 6 balls, you can choose from 2 options. The $1.1 billion annuity, which is 1 check right away, followed by 29 annual payments, or a one-time payment of nearly $500 million. Gary Morales of New York feels confident he's got the winning ticket and already has plans.
Just take care of my family, take care of my neighborhood, take care of my city, help. What you gonna do with all that money?
That's right. Although the odds of winning are minuscule, 1 in 292 million.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
It has been a gorgeous Labor Day across mid-Michigan. The fair weather that we have seen across the area throughout the day is all thanks to this high pressure system off to our north and east. That area of high pressure remains in control of our weather as we move into the day tomorrow, so there's still a lot of sunshine that we get to look forward to for our Tuesday. In fact, going forward, we're still going to be staying relatively dry across the entire area. Long-range precipitation outlook from the Climate Prediction Center still puts that bullseye of below normal chances for rainfall right over mid-Michigan, and of course extending off to the north and east. Not only are we going to be trending towards drier conditions, but also there's a big cool down on the way as well. Notice below normal temperatures looking likely across much of the central and eastern portions of the United States. You can pick that out really well on our high temperature trend. Tomorrow's still not going to be too bad. We in fact are still going to be above average for our Tuesday thanks to that high pressure system I mentioned earlier. Temperatures topping out in the low 80s. Strong cold front makes its way through the region just in time for our Wednesday evening. Of course, temperatures after that come crashing down, mid to upper 60s in the forecast for the tail end of the work week, extending throughout the weekend as well. It'll take our temperatures just a few more days after that to finally rebound close to average. Again, even though we are going to be cooler, not a whole lot of active weather that we get to talk about at least. We are mostly clear overnight tonight. I still have mostly sunny conditions in the forecast as we move throughout our Tuesday. Most of our Wednesday morning going to be just fine. By the time we hit Wednesday afternoon, that cold front makes its way through the area. We'll start off with a couple of scattered rain showers. The most widespread and heaviest precipitation will be moving in by Wednesday evening, right around 6-7 o'clock. It'll clear out just in time for our Thursday, which will feature a lot more sunshine in the second half of the day. Outside right now, already incredibly sunny, 76 degrees our current and high temperature here in Lansing. Was fairly chilly this morning though, waking up to temperatures near 46 degrees. Beautiful view over in Grand Ledge, 78 degrees right now. Peak wind gusts of only 6 miles per hour was reported throughout our Monday, so overall incredibly quiet conditions. We made it up to 78 degrees over in Jackson, currently sitting right at 75. Our final stop over in Hillsdale, also sitting at 75 degrees. That peak wind gusts up to 15 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, we are staying dry and mostly clear. Those mostly clear skies will allow our temperatures to fall down into the low 50s, but that's a big improvement compared to the temperatures we are waking up to this morning. 81 degrees the forecasted high as we move into our Tuesday. The 6-day forecast, of course, features that big cool down once we get past Wednesday. It will come along with some sunshine on Thursday, but that high 64 degrees. We are in the mid to low 40s for overnight lows. Of course, we are going to be dry just in time for the weekend, fairly sunny. Hopefully that'll make it feel just a touch cooler, but of course temperatures will slowly rebound as we move into the tail end of next week, Jorma.
I still like it. You know what? I also like you because you're here. We haven't seen each other in a long time.
I know. I'm finally back from my vacation. I
know.
get to kick it off with you in studio.
That's pretty fun.
I know. I'm excited.
That's right. We still got what? I'm assuming you're doing the 5:30 and 6 too?
You got me all day.
Yes. All right.